Thanks. Hey everybody. So Dave was chasing me for slides this morning, and he just said when I came on, you've got a lot of slides, you sure you're going to be okay in 5 minutes? So I've got 20 slides in 5 minutes. It's pretty much a Pecha Kucha. I might not get to the end, but I'll have a good go try. So basically, I'd like to start by, if everyone just thinks kind of what they see the future of scholarly publishing to be. If you think where we're going to be in 50 years, where we're going to be in 20 years, does it look like it looks like today? And if not, what are you thinking that it's going to look like? Because at one point, the thing on the left here was the future of scholarly publishing, you know, the printing press. That was the first revolution. The second revolution, you know, the internet and all these cool new devices and things like that. This for me is the second revolution. And we've got the printing press just on tablets. It's the same format, everything's the same. And it's kind of the last industry that hasn't really adapted to this. If you look at music, the way we share, the way we disseminate content on the internet, it's completely different in every other subject. So this is what we're thinking about at Figshare. There's so much innovation going on in this space, hence there's like 20 people in this session today discussing the different things that are happening in this space. And it can be broken down into different little areas, and publishers do every single one of them, and they're seeing different things happening in different spaces. The publishers are the ones who are getting behind this. We're a portfolio company of digital science who brought the cool bottle openers, but it's not just us. PLOS also have labs, and you're seeing other software companies going into different publishers. So there's a lot of innovation in this space. And I think it's a lot to do with, you know, open access. In the UK, open access is law. Lots of publishers in here are probably thinking about open access seriously. And the author is becoming the person with the money, as opposed to the institution. So how do you get those authors, and how do you make their life easier? Well, the second side of that is also the idea that there's a lot of open data policies. The government is getting wise to how open government has been beneficial to economics and society. And now the publishers are starting to think about it too. So we have PLOS brought out a new data policy this year where they say all of the data sets, all of the files, all of the research behind the paper has to be made open with the PLOS article. So they're starting to think about what is the future of dissemination of content? Can it still be in the article form? If it is still in the article form, can we just get all those files into the article? So PLOS is starting to talk about it. This week we saw scientific data come out from Nature, and I like to think about it as the word data for me just means research outputs. As a stem cell researcher, my data was videos. That's data. And so we work with some of these publishers. This is some of the ones we're working with to try and make these articles come to life, to try and get these files into these articles. And so to highlight the two I've just talked about, scientific data we're working with, they came out, as I say, on Tuesday. Great day to be on a plane for 7 hours. And what you can see there is it's a link to a data set there. And it's kind of like, well, is a data set that interesting like this? We just saw a data plan. It looks awesome with the tying in with the data that way. So can we put it into the article? And the way we do it is we just pop it up into the browser so you can play around with the data set. The data sets and all these other files can live in the article. The other example there is PLOS. PLOS has, when they said they've got this new policy, they said either put it on Figshare, put it on Dryad, or just throw all these other files into the SUP-info. A year ago, their SUP-info was just a list of files. If you wanted to watch a video, you had to download the video and then open it. And when I'm talking about all other areas moving on, when was the last time you downloaded a video on the internet to hope to open it? And so what we do with them is we visualize their SUP-info. And you can see we just, where there's images, we can just pop them up in a display. And again, we can pop it up. And if it's a video, it plays in the browser. And because we're always adding new different file formats, we have hundreds and hundreds of different file formats that we're adding every week. So if you're a publisher and you're wanting to visualize all of this different content, then we can do it for you, as opposed to you just starting at the beginning and starting with different video formats and things like that. With PLOS as well, the other side of that is we make everything citable. We make all the individual objects citable. I think identifiers on everything. This person did this data with this code at that university. When we have that, everything's going to be a lot easier. So you can see we've just gone past 1 million views of the content, the PLOS content on Figshare. So they're thinking, wouldn't it be great if we drove the traffic back to them? And you can see that the title of the object is different to the title of the article. So we're very discoverable, and that's what we do. With the technology, we want to drive the people. There's no better metadata than there's a whole article written around this. We track the metrics so you can see where the people are coming from. And the last thing I'll say is just accidental innovation, because I've got 4 seconds. With things like this, when you break things down into individual parts, you can find ways that we just realized that we can do a much more powerful related content engine for them. We didn't expect to do that, but it just happened because we got to the point where you broke it down. Sorry.
Excellent. No, great job.